Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Jersey Baseball Show. We are one day away from the official start of everybody reporting to spring practice for the 2022 high school baseball season. You are not seeing double on your screen. We got the only twins going D1 in the senior class in New Jersey together. It's Christian and Logan Mote from Gill St. Bernard's. Welcome, guys. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having us, Mr. Olsen. Appreciate it. Thank you.
We will make it easy for everybody, and they did, and I appreciate it. Logan is the one wearing the perfect game hat. Christian is the taller one.
Yeah, barely.
Not by much. But Christian's got the what I guess that's maroon, right?
Yeah.
Maroon gold Iona sweatshirt. And Logan is repping GSB baseball, wearing the perfect game hat. So we got that solved. Let's get right into Iona. As I said, you guys are the only twins that we know of in the senior class that are both going to D1. Both happen to be going to the same school. Both happen to be going to a great school in the MAC. Kind of rebuilding under new coach Connor Burke. And tell us about the excitement of being able to fulfill your D1 dreams, playing together with your best friend.
Yeah, it's definitely a dream come true for us. Ever since we've been, as long as we can remember, we've been playing baseball together. That's always as middle infielders. We've kind of been a middle infield duo our whole lives. And when the opportunity came that we could go together to Iona, that was something that we were definitely more than okay with. We were very excited to be able to jump at that opportunity. Yeah, it's definitely exciting because, personally, as middle infielders together, I think it's one of those things where, you know your brother's movements all the time defensively. I think you're always counting on the other one to, make a big play, and you're always rooting for the other one to succeed no matter what. So, whether he's at bat and I'm at second already, or maybe I'm on deck hitting behind him, you're always confident that he's gonna make a play for you or in front of you or get a big hit to drive some runs in.
Yeah. Now, you guys were originally recruited by Coach Panic and staff, or were you?
We were. Yeah. Coach Panic was the coach.
Okay.
About at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's we love Coach Panic. We run through a wall for him. He's an excellent coach. An excellent man. We got the chance to meet him a bunch of times. And he's a guy that one of the reasons why we went to Iona in the first place was because of how much we liked him and his coaching staff. He was a guy when we talked to him, we felt comfortable. Being able to go to a school. My parents, when they had conversations with him, they love Coach Panic as well. So we give a lot of credit to him, and being able to go to Iona, a lot of that is because of him. Yeah, unfortunately, he was let go a couple months after we committed to Iona. He's a William & Mary now. So happy for him. Obviously, that's a great school, also in a good conference in Colonial. William & Mary is a great college program, so I think it's a great fit for him there for sure. And then when Coach Connor Burke took over, luckily he had actually seen us play over the summer beforehand.
When he was with Dartmouth.
He was with Dartmouth, yeah. So he had already seen us play. Like what he saw, and it worked out that he ended up getting the job at Iona because he had already seen us previously.
Yeah, and I think it's a good thing you brought that up because I guess in a sense you almost had to get recruited twice, and you kind of had to get to know two staffs. For the same school, but obviously you guys feel comfortable with the new staff very much too, and like the direction that the coaches got the program headed.
Absolutely, Coach Burke is awesome. Like we said, like Logan said, he saw us in the summer previously, and yeah, it was kind of like needing to be recruited twice, but we felt the loyalty to Iona. Once again, we picked the school not just because of Coach Panic, we picked it because of just the school itself. What we wanted to major in, just the campus life when we went to tour was awesome. And then when Coach Burke took over, once again, I mean, he was a guy who we were really impressed with when we talked to him. I mean, just a few days after he was hired, he called us before he called some of his other, kids that were already at Iona. So that, spoke volumes to us. He wanted us to stay. He was very adamant on saying, I want you boys here. So we feel just as much loyalty to Coach Burke as we did originally with Coach Panic. Yeah, at the time, there were a lot of other schools on us too. So it was one of those things where, do we stay Iona? What do we do? Who are they going to hire at this point? And when Burke was the guy that came in, we were ecstatic that he was the guy they chose. We can't wait to play for the next 4 years.
Yeah, no, and so, you want to get there fast, but we still got our senior year at Gill.
Absolutely.
Um, let's kind of talk. We had John DiGregorio on recently. John will be joining you in D1 life in a couple years.
Yeah.
Can't rush that, but it's an exciting season you guys have, and you know tell us about the excitement going into starting tomorrow, really your senior year of high school baseball, and also the challenges of just a really like loaded now non-public B bracket that you guys have faced in front of you this year.
Yeah, absolutely. There are a lot of good teams that we're going to be facing in state tournament. But we were just as good as anybody, if not better. I mean, we think that you look at some of the guys we have in our team. We talked about Johnny beforehand. Obviously, Zach Wendell, two very, very good baseball players, Matt Park. And then we got a lot of other seniors, a lot of other lower classmen that are guys who are going to step in. And although they might not be playing college baseball, might not be playing Division One, they're great role players on the team. And they're going to be guys that are going to come up with some huge hits, some huge defensive plays. We're really confident with the team that we have moving forward this in our senior year. We have one of the best regular seasons, if not the best regular season in our school's history. At one point, we were ranked 21st in the state, and it didn't end, the way we wanted it to in the state tournament. But an incredibly successful season. We're losing some, some three really good seniors that all went on to play college baseball. But this is a team that we're really excited for and excited to be able to lead to a state championship, hopefully. Yeah, I think, when we all feel this way, we have a great culture for sure at Gill baseball. It's just like you can't wait to get done school during the day and go right over to the baseball field because every practice, every game, you don't take it for granted because you love it so much. The team we got's amazing. I mean, all of our close friends are on the team. And we're really good. I mean, you want to be good, and we are. So I think we're really excited for this season. Like Christian said, last year we were incredible. We were an incredible team last year. We were 18-6, going to state playoffs, #1 seed. Unfortunately, it didn't end the way we wanted it to. But we can't wait. We lost like Christian said, 3 incredible seniors. Joe Scott, Division One baseball player at Lafayette right now, is an incredible pitcher, incredible offensive bat for us. He was amazing. Matt Cadillac, who we played with since we were really young, he's playing college baseball right now. He's tearing it up. Jake Semp is at RIT right now. He's an amazing left-handed pitcher for us. Good in the 2-hole. It's just I think the whole team is those 3 guys we lost were big losses, but I think we're gonna be able to replace them and be just as good as we were this year than we were last year.
But now a lot of the leadership's going to fall on you guys, and obviously the others in the senior class too. But you've got the biggest headlines kind of attached to your background where you're going next year. Most of the names, the big names in are you got a bunch of sophomores, like we said, that have kind of got some attention. How important is it for this senior class, for the two of you to kind of lead and carry on that culture and realize that you're not just leaving playing for this year, but the legacy that you're going to leave that's going to kind of manifest over the next couple of years?
It is really important. I think that one of the things I take pride in most is being able to lead a group of young men to a championship. That's our #1 goal. When we got to Gill as freshmen, that's what we wanted to do. And senior year, here we are. We're trying to, get over the hump this last year for us. But, to us, it's a lot more important than just this year. It's about how the program is going to be in the next coming years. And that's thanks to a guy like Dave Pasquale, who's our head coach in New Jersey Baseball Hall of Fame. He's a heart and soul of our Gill St. Bernard's team. He's a guy who makes your team better because he is your coach. The saying of, your coach is only as good as your team. I don't know if that's necessarily really what the situation is here. Coach Pasquale makes us better, and he's a guy who, even when we're gone, if he's still there, the team's going to be good no matter who they have. But from a sophomore standpoint, you got the guys like Matt Park and John DiGregorio. I think an emphasis is a lot of people saying, oh, well, you guys are going to have to be here and lead these guys. Well, they're incredibly easy people to be able to go out and lead. They do not cause problems. They're great kids, and they're great baseball players, as you know. So those two, among many other kids, are guys that we're just excited to be on the field with every day. Not even just from a sophomore. We don't look at it as a senior and sophomore thing. We look at it as brothers that are out there on the field with these guys. These guys are like little brothers to us, and we're really excited to be able to get on the field with them and lead them in the battle.
So we'll since we're finishing up the winter here, you guys were on the ice most of the winter. Let's shift over to hockey because that's another sport. You guys are were captains of a successful team and kind of making your own history along the way. Christian, the finisher, the school all-time goal scorer.
Yeah, point leader, actually, it's an all-time points leader. Yeah.
Okay, congratulations on that. And
Thank you.
I guess somebody's got to set you up, so we'll give Logan that. I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of the goals I've had, with many of my teammates, obviously it has to come from somewhere. And every once in a while, I make a play myself, but it's really mostly because of this kid sitting next to me. We've had, so like similar to baseball, we've been little, we played on the same line together. All coaches know that the kind of chemistry that we have, you can't teach, and you can't just put guys together and expect the same kind of chemistry to come from two kids who barely know each other compared to us, because we know we have eyes in the back of our heads. We know where each other's going to be on the ice. And a lot of my goals have, come from Logan over here. So he's a guy that I can trust, rely on. We have some other great teammates too, but he's the guy who's, really has been setting me up, like you said.
I mean, it's easy, for me passing the puck. That's I think my trademark for hockey. I just love, being a good passer, making sure all the boys out there get a good tape to tape pass for me. It makes them easier to shoot, I think for me, it just, make sure you find Christian open somewhere on the ice because he's probably going to score. It's going to get me a point, on the play as well. So just get him the puck and he's going to finish it for sure.
So let's talk some twin stuff here because, not only have you guys excelled in both sports, but you're doing it at, positions where there's, obvious chemistry, right? On the same line in hockey and, middle infield buddies in baseball. I don't have a twin. Is the stuff they say like true that, I mean, you just have that chemistry that is just impossible to have otherwise?
I mean, I think so.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it, is just kind of knowing, it's kind of second nature as an athlete doing specific things. That's kind of how it is when you're having a twin. You're out there, if I'm at second or if I'm at short, and vice versa, wherever Logan is, it's partially just because what I would do with my body in a certain play. I know that's what Logan would do. There are a lot of times we don't even have to talk about it before a game of doing a specific play, whether it be in hockey or baseball in a specific moment, and we'll just kind of know. We don't even always have to talk to each other. Obviously the goal is to communicate in the middle infield, and we do that quite a bit. But sometimes if there's a play where we aren't able to do that, we tend to know what each other is going to do. And that's from when we've been little. That's kind of been happening. So yeah, it is true. A lot of things you'll hear about twins, it is true. And for us specifically, it kind of happens quite often.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's so many instances where, for hockey, for example, I'll throw a pass, somewhere on the ice, without looking. I'll just know, where Christian is. I'll make a hard pass. It looks really good, and Christian just taps the puck in. Come back to the bench, and our teammates or coaches will be like, how the hell did you make that pass? I just knew he was there. It's just, I don't know. You can't explain it. It's one of those things you don't know how you made it. You just knew it was going to work out. I think same thing for, middle infield. He'll call play. There'll be a ball up the middle. Say he's playing second, I'm in short, and he'll make the backhand play. He'll flip it to me, and I'll just make the barehanded catch and throw it over to first or double play. It's just one of those things where what he's going to be doing in that instance, and you can contort your body to make the play easier for him as well. It's just one of those things where you kind of read off each other, play off each other, and it makes it real easy for your team, I think.
Yeah, and especially those positions where communication is so important and you don't always have the time or the ability to verbally communicate.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of times we don't even need to communicate.
I think you're right. You don't even need to.
There'll be so many times there's around a second, we're holding them all. We'll know what the other one's going to do. And for certain plays, it does make the game a lot easier, I think, just thinking wise. Where a lot of times, and we play with a lot of great other middle infield partners, but I think it's one of those things where you have to communicate verbally to their guy to know what's going on, where we really don't that often. We just know what's going to happen. I think it makes it so much easier.
All right, so here's the hard question. You guys ever taken each other's identity to get out of trouble or anything to all the stories you hear about people and it probably would have to be in a situation where someone like me who doesn't know you well enough, but ever any of that stuff?
No, we have not had anything getting out of trouble before. Our dad's a police officer, so he's making sure that we're on top of everything. We're
That's
not
right.
getting in too much trouble. We had a lot of, great friends that we're doing stuff with all the time, but, they know that we're not, we're not getting in trouble like that. We never had to fake anything. We have switched classes before in school, on purpose, a few times. With teachers that we know, aren't gonna get that mad about it. But yeah, we do some of those things, but nothing that would get us that in trouble. No.
You ever find out if the teachers know that you did that or?
Yeah, usually at the very end, because there's no fun and then not end up knowing.
Right.
At the very, you have to tell them. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're pretty much every time we've said something at the very end, and most of our classmates, they know us well enough where they know which one's which. They think we look, different enough where they know. The teachers don't always know. So usually the classmates will figure it out without even me saying anything. But in the end, the teachers might not always figure it out.
What's the biggest way you guys are different?
I mean, I think if you actually look at our games in baseball and in hockey, well, first off, the hockey stuff we talked about, I'm more of the sniper, the goal scorer, and he's more the playmaker. Right there, I think there are a lot of things that were different. And if you look at our stances, our swings for baseball, very, very different. I think from a standpoint, if you actually want to break down our games, I think a little bit better defensively, and Logan's a little bit more consistent offensively at the plate. But I think there are other things too. Our personalities are a little bit different. I think Logan tends to be a little bit more laid back, in certain aspects, I think. But there are, I think, several things that we're actually a little bit different in.
Yeah, I'd say I think like Christian said, from a sports standpoint, I think hockey, like Christian mentioned, the offensive part of our games. I think defensively in hockey, I'm a little bit better. I also tend to take a lot more penalties than he does.
Yeah.
Snipers can't be fighters,
No, I'll get in the scrum. There are times where we'll be in front of the net, and Logan just like stirring stuff up. He likes he likes pissing people off. Just to be a thorn in their side, get on their skin.
Yeah.
I do that not as much as Logan, but there will be times I'm exhausted. We're about to go back to the bench, and I'll just hear whistles flaring, and there's Logan right in the middle of everything. Slashing people, shoving people every once in a while. Maybe punching someone. That's how it goes sometimes. I'm like, oh, I gotta go help this kid now. It's funny. We differ a little bit in that, but I'll do the same, not as much as often as he will, though.
Yeah, I think like Christian said, baseball wise, definitely. I think different games a little bit. We play similar in baseball, I think, but like Christian said, the stances are different. I think more consistent for me at the plate. I mean, obviously we're both, good at each aspect, but I think certain things are a little bit better than each other here and there. Personality wise, I definitely think I'm a little more, I think, serious at times. Maybe not as talkative as Christian is. Christian's more outgoing a little bit. But other than that, we're fairly similar, but with a lot of differences as well.
It's kind of funny to me that the things you're mentioning as differences just seem to tend to complement each other.
Yeah.
Like who's faster?
I think that's one thing. Logan and I argue about this actually a lot. I think I am faster. I think I run the bases a little bit better too. Specifically, I have a few more stolen bases than Logan did last year. You can check NG.com.
I said that's gonna hit more home runs than him. I don't have the chance to see.
Yeah, Logan. Yeah.
Right. That's right. And if we look at the PBR rankings, Logan's got you by one, which is kind of I guess he can hold that over you too for a little bit.
Yeah, that's something there. They can have their opinion. PBR, I respect it, but I think if they were to watch some of our games, I'd say I'm definitely better. But no, we're at the same, I think, and that's why we're ranked one or the other. Someone has to be first. So I think that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your goals going into this season?
We got a lot. I think one thing that we want to do is win a state championship, at least, win a sectional championship. That's something we before we even got to Gill, our freshman year, we were able to experience it, getting to a sectional final. We lost to St. Mary's 2-1 in that game. That's something that we've wanted to get back to. That's even before then. At that time, three times in 4 years, Gill had made it to a sectional final and lost all three times. And that's the one thing we've gotten here. And our main goal was to get over that hump of winning a sectional championship and being able to get to a state championship. Last year, we thought we had the team. We really did. And I still think we were one of the best teams in the state last year. And I think that it was just unfortunate how it ended. But that's something that's kind of our battle cry right now. One thing that's been awesome that we've seen from this team is that we've gotten after it in the winter. We've had winter workouts at Zone Sports Academy where we've been going every Tuesday for an hour and a half. And that's not including all the lessons we've had on the side, all the lifting, all the hitting on our own, fielding on our own. We stay sometimes at Gill and throw on the turf field with some of the boys. So that's something that everybody's committed to doing. We're hungry to get back. And I think that's the number one goal, and maybe our only goal, is to be able to win a state championship. That's what we're all focused on. And no one's worried about individual stats. You want to talk to anybody on our team, I think you'll say that comes, third in the list, fourth in the list. That's not very high up there. Of course, everyone wants to do well. And we know that if we do well individually, that will make the team better. But for us, I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't thought much about statistics coming into this year because we're just so hungry to win a state championship or at least get there.
Yeah, I think it was such a shock, I think is the word we'll put, for last year's loss, the way it ended. And when I tell you that all of us, the whole team has made sure that we remember it, and you don't just forget about it and let it go. You have to remember the anger, the feeling you felt when you did lose that game early in the state tournament, as the favorites, number one seed. And we're going to let that drive us this season and take us to where we want to go. I think a lot of guys have stepped up leadership-wise in this team. I think other seniors, other friends of ours, Nate Fodor, Joe Perry, they're both two guys who are very good baseball players, incredible. I think they could play college baseball if they really had to. And I think that they're both guys who are taking on huge leadership roles for our team. And, I think, all four of us are captains, in my opinion, on this team. All four of us have great leadership qualities amongst us, and we work really well with each other. I think that leadership group of seniors, those guys, Carter Nowak is a great pitcher for us. Anthony Correale is a good bat for us, a good catcher. I think that all of us will be able to, drive this team to where we want to go. And I know that everybody is willing to do anything to get us there.
What's you're a couple months away from graduation, believe it or not. Looking back on the Gill years, turns out it was a pretty good decision, I'm sure, to go there, and it's kind of a special place, isn't it?
Absolutely. Actually, it's funny. We the public school we were going to be going to, if we didn't go to Gill, was going to be Somerville High School, with Chris Banos as their head coach, who's we really enjoyed playing for him when we played on some teams with him beforehand. He's had great influence on us as a coach.
Great program.
Yeah,
Awesome,
absolutely.
man.
We got some.
And he's one of the reasons why they're so.
Yeah,
That's a great program.
And some of our best friends were there. They got Matty Wright, one of the Division I commits. He's been our best friend since preschool.
I saw a couple pictures of you and Maddie's going to Stony Brook, right?
Yeah, Stony Brook. Yeah, they got a great program over there at Somerville, and we've been excited to see kind of where they have come from as a program. And it's unfortunate we weren't able to play with them because we think it would have been a blast playing with those guys, some of our best friends, and a great coach. But we do not regret the decision one bit of going to Gill St. Bernard's to play for Dave Pasquale, who I think was one of the best coaches in the state of New Jersey, and just the rest of the team. We've made some great friends and some lifelong friends that we'll definitely have from this team. But yeah, it is crazy. We do not regret the decision at all. We actually, if anything, I really am happy we're going there more than anything. We've been able to play hockey there, which we may not have had the best chance or that good of a team if we played for Somerville. Gill hockey's been incredible for us too. So it's been a great time after 4 years at Gill.
Yeah, I think so many great memories, stories that you love to talk about, with your friends and your family and everything at Gill. I mean, I can't even express how much we've loved the school these 4 years. Definitely coming in freshman year, I was excited, but I couldn't have imagined it was going to be this great. The 4 years we've been here, it's been awesome from a sports standpoint. We've had some great teams for hockey and baseball, great teammates, great friends, and it just can't even speak volumes of how much we love the school and the people there.
What's it mean to go through all this with, somebody as close, having a twin, having somebody to, bounce things off of, kind of sharing the journey together?
I think what's special about it is that, one first thing, we can kind of tell each other anything, whatever it is. We'll always be supporting each other. We're each other's best friend. I think that one thing that's been awesome too is that wherever you go, you know somebody. I think you coming to Gill St. Burns, we knew one or two kids. Like we said, the Matt Kalanick, who's a senior, we've been playing baseball with since we've been really little. So we knew him coming in. We didn't know many people, but we could lean on each other. If something were to happen, we kind of sometimes we make friends because of each other. One kid meets the one, then we meet the other, and we become friends just because of that. I think that is something big that we kind of have somebody to lean on, that we can talk to anything about. And yeah, it's just awesome really having, somebody that as close as, Logan with me throughout this journey and vice versa.
It definitely makes it easier. You go to a place that, like Christian said, this isn't even, coming from a place like Branchburg, Somerville, where everybody you've been going to school with them for 8 years, maybe more, everybody, everything about everybody, and you get thrown into a whole new school. But I think we adapted real easily. Like 1 month in, I already felt like we were at home. And I think that's what's so great about it. I think, like Christian said, I think it made it easier because you have a brother going in, somebody right away, and it's easier to talk to people, I think, and get to know them better with a brother like him. From a sports standpoint, I mean, it's just amazing. It's really a gift from God almost, just to have someone go along the ride with you. We've really done everything together. We've been everywhere together from a sports standpoint. And we just can't wait to continue the next 4 years. And this year, we're hoping to end it on a good note in high school with Gill St. Bernard's baseball.
Yes, sir. We appreciate the time, guys. Let's get that state title this year, or certainly do whatever we can to make sure it happens. And it'll be exciting to watch you at Iona with a couple of our guys. Obviously Andrew Gaines, Josiah Ragsdale's been on the show. Let's finish strong and certainly appreciate it, and we'll get out and see some Gill games this year.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Olsen.
Thank you,
Really
Mr. Olsen.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
And real quick from a standpoint, and I know whoever else is watching will agree, just from a standpoint of you being able to put all this stuff together, we see your content all the time. And from a New Jersey high school baseball player, being able to all this stuff to be put out for not just myself specifically, but for everybody else, I know everybody appreciates it. All the players do, because you make New Jersey baseball fun to play in, to play for a school like Gill. You put a lot of great content out there, and I know I'm speaking for the thousands of hundreds of baseball players that are out there as well playing high school baseball.
Appreciate that. So now you got to win the state title.
Yeah, we're doing our best. Trust me, we're doing our best. Yeah,
that's right. No, thank you for the kind words, and certainly a pleasure having you guys on. And look forward to getting out to, like I said, some action this spring. And let's do some. These shows are fun, but let's do some live stuff.
Yeah, sounds good. We're for that. Absolutely.
Awesome, guys. Christian Mote, Logan Mote, our Twinterview today. So the only twins we got in the state of New Jersey going D1 together. And we appreciate the time, and we look forward to seeing everybody out at the field.